What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Open Door Creative. Today, we have the guy who wears sandals in 20 degrees, Ryan Glenn. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, y'all.
This series is kind of about telling our journey and how we got into advertising and stuff like that, but I kind of wanted to start off with just a little bit about yourself. So, tell about you.
Tell about me.
Yeah.
My name is Ryan Glenn. I am a Dallas native. I just got married. I'm living here in Dallas.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. I am an artist. I do a lot of things. Woodworking, acting,
A cornucopia,
design, cooking, music, etc., etc. I am an art director at Tracy Locke with Kevin. I work on the Samsung team, and Audi team. Why is that blinking?
No, it just means it's recording.
Oh, okay.
It means we're all good.
You never know.
Yeah. It means it's going to explode.
It's going to explode.
So how did you first hear about advertising? How did you kind of get into it?
My whole path and journey into advertising has been what I might term as accidental.
Sure,
And
like many.
I've always been an artist, and I've always kind of been drawing and creating and tirelessly like trying to make things with my hands and write stuff and performing and all that kind of stuff. So
you had a creative knack.
Yeah, I've
life.
always had a creative knack, and I've always been, hopelessly and just devoted to creative things.
Yep.
So when I went to college, I majored in theater. So I majored in acting and playwriting.
Okay.
But I was in college, and I was like, you know what? I really want to do graphic design also. So at the college I went to, SMU, pony up, I was like, well, the only way to do graphic design was to join the creative advertising track. At the time, the creative advertising program was very small. They accepted about 10 people a year.
Oh shit, that's super small.
Yeah, 10 to 12 or something like that.
Wow.
Then the test to get in, and in addition to your classes and your grades, was you had to answer a big question.
Yeah, we have one of those.
Yeah,
too.
a pretty common thing in college. And
what was your big question?
My big question was, why now?
Okay.
And we had to answer it on an 11 by 17 piece of paper.
Yep.
Which I thought was a really fun challenge.
Yep.
My solution was written, was a little phrase. It wasn't a drawing. And my instinct was not to draw or to create an art
Did you want to be a copywriter? Or
well, yeah. So I wrote, and it's not that pithy, but it seemed clever to me as a junior or sophomore in college. Why now? I said, because tomorrow always asks the same thing.
Nice.
Or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I wrote it it was this white paper with like a black Sharpie, and I just like, bam, here's my entry.
Nice.
And I got in, and I was stoked. I was like, okay, maybe I'm creative, and so I got into the program, and so I was like, well, you know what, maybe I want to be a writer. And I kind of started to look at I don't know if you know theater majors or if you are one, but I was doing a lot, and I didn't have a lot of free time because I was in rehearsals 6 hours a day, and I would homework and everything else. So anyway, long story short, didn't have a lot of time to be an art director. Yeah. Because of the hours that design takes. Sure. I thought naively that writing, it's easy. So I studied to be a copywriter. That's technically my degree. I went through my whole creative program, doing all these different campaigns, and I was a copywriter. Nice. But all the while, whenever I could, I would do design, and that was really. And so when I graduated, I had a degree in copywriting, but I didn't love it, and I never loved copywriting, and I wasn't great at it. I love writing, and I still write, and I'm writing books and novels and short stories and all kinds of stuff, but I don't like writing advertising.
So then you went through the class.
Yes, I went through the classes. I have a portfolio, and I started looking through my work. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to be a writer in this professional world. And so I put together my portfolio as if I was an art director. And I made a resume that said art director. I'm like, I'm an art director. Screw it.
And you didn't have that much experience designing yet?
No, I surely did not. But
I love the honesty.
Is what I'm
That's what
do.
This is about.
Like a lot of people, I kind of was like, I don't know. I graduated college, and now what? Yeah. Got a job at SMU. Okay. For a year. I worked in the art school, kind of as a marketing liaison, is what I called myself. Okay. But I didn't have a whole lot to do. So during that time, I was like, well, you know what? I want to learn some things. So I devoted a lot of my time to learning After Effects. I learned I was doing some like digital signage that we had in the front foyer. So I was like, okay, let me do some cool poster design for that. I'll poster design that. I'll design some t-shirts for this club.
That's cool. So you took the job you were currently in and tried to branch out to kind of find what you enjoyed doing.
Yes.
So in that free time, you just dabbled.
Yeah, I just dabbled in all kinds
That's
of
cool.
stuff. And I learned a lot. I took a lot of tutorials and just kind of played with things and learned stuff. That job dried up, and they were like, you know what, we're restructuring.
Yeah.
And they were like, you need to find something else.
And you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, I'm thinking, you know, kind of looking for work. So this is when I had one interview, my one and only interview I've ever had. And I sucked. I blew it
Wait,
so
where
bad.
at?
I went to Morocco.
Okay.
No, not Morocco, sorry.
Oh,
Publicis.
Okay.
I went to Publicis. I'm in my suit. I have my nice vest on. I'm all decked out. Got my portfolio. This is,
Yeah,
this is it.
So I had Nick on last week or a couple weeks ago, and he too came to his first interview in a suit. And stuff like that. What's your stance on that?
I think
a
suit. I think a suit is way overkill and weird. I'm not against the sharp-looking person.
Yeah.
I think for an interview, because you don't know the situation in that office, you want to make a good impression.
Yep.
Knowing, Tracy, if you showed up in a suit at my job, you get laughed out of the office. I think.
Yep.
Our CEO might appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because he's a very
He's a well-dressed
Brit.
man. Yep.
Yeah. So showed up at my first interview, and I just sucked. I was nervous. I didn't talk about my work. I didn't know that I was supposed to. I thought maybe they'll ask me, and I'll get to tell them. That's not how it is.
Be very proactive in your
interview. Be proactive. Oh my gosh, yeah. As someone's looking through your book, be like, all right, here's what I did here. Yeah. All right, here's my concept there.
Don't just let them look at it. Explain.
Yeah.
What's interesting too is, so many campaigns are created with partners and stuff like that. So not only is it good to hear like what you did and what part you played in that project, but it's also good just to know how you think and how you got to the solutions, because that's half of what they're after.
Yeah, they don't, because anyone can do a cool looking design, but whatever, like, how did you think about it? How did you get there?
Yeah.
So anyway, kind of nothing for about a few months while I'm kind of waiting on what's gonna happen. And I'm at lunch one day, and my friend who I was in school with had been working as an art director at Tribal DDB. And she called me on my lunch break and was like, hey, I showed my boss your portfolio. We need a freelancer. Do you want to start?
Nice.
And I was like, great. And she was like, cool. Do you want to start tomorrow? And I was like, okay, cool. And I go and put on my suit for my first day of work, and I go to Tribal DDB. I go downtown.
Yeah.
Downtown Dallas.
Fancy.
I know, I'm like in a high rise. What's this about? So I freelanced for a month, which is great because freelance money. I didn't have any. I wasn't working for anybody. So I was like, $50 an hour?
Yeah.
Sure, I'll take it.
And freelancing is a safe bet for the agency, so they can kind of test you out and see how you are.
Yeah. So if you get a freelance gig, odds are they're road testing you because they might want to hire you.
Yeah.
And I learned that quickly. So I worked there a month, and at the end of the month, they offered me a position and a salary, and I was like,
whoa.
Yes, I will take that. I like that.
What's this constant money coming in?
Yeah,
That's
money,
crazy.
paycheck.
Yeah.
So, and I say that I didn't and I guess I could say I've had 2 interviews because that month was my interview.
Yeah.
But it was a funny time because it was during the Depression, and so this shop, this agency, Tribal, is a huge company, but Tribal DDB was kind of a holdover from the 90s web boom.
Yeah.
And so, but really what was happening was Tracy Locke, the company that I now work for, was doing all their web stuff with Tribal DDB employees because they didn't have a dedicated web division back in the days when you needed those kinds of things. But nowadays, every agency do everything.
Yeah, everyone's full service now.
We're all full service
I worked
now.
at a shop of 10 people and we were full service.
Yeah, yes. Oh, there's a web. Here's our web team.
Yeah.
And our marketing.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
anyway.
Our strategy account,
strategy and
copywriter.
Copywriter.
Yeah, exactly.
I accepted the position after that. And then I found out, oh, hey, we're going to get merged.
Yeah.
It was a very disorienting experience. So I get my first job, and on my first day, I'm assigned like 40 banner ads for Buffets Incorporated. And I'm not gonna lie, YouTube, I'm like, I don't know how to make a banner ad.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
Sure. Yeah.
And I need to make 40 of them today. And there's like, how many brands are in buffets? It's like 12 brands?
Oh my God.
How many logos?
You want to fit that on a 300 by 250
like 300 by
pixel
250?
square?
Yeah, so I'm YouTubing, or I'm Googling web standards and like, oh, well, okay, I've seen that before.
Yeah.
Those things I never click on. That's a banner ad. Stuff, didn't learn in school. I don't know. Anyway, so my first few months were kind of a trial by fire, working in an empty office of people that had left. And I think another notable thing when I started, because I was just learning a lot, but I wasn't good. They say about like talent or whatever, raw talent only gets you so far. You have to practice, you have to work, you have to hone your craft. And that's what I was learning, but I wasn't really in high gear until one day. I don't remember what day it was, but it was just about the merger time, and we had a new boss and all this stuff. People were evaluating everyone's performance and all that kind of stuff. So it was kind of tense, and I was looking at my work, and I objectively was viewing what I was doing, and I was like, you know what? This sucks.
Yeah.
I'm not really good at this. I need to learn.
Yeah. Okay.
And I was like, I have a choice. Either I'm gonna learn
and
do better, or I'm gonna lose my job because everyone's losing their job. And so
you came to that fork in the road.
Yeah, I really did. And I really put my hammer to the metal.
Watch out, Nick
nose
had
to
a lot
the
of sayings
grindstone.
in the last one.
I don't really have a lot of sayings. Anyway, I decided to really work harder. And I devoted myself to learning and working harder. So I was doing tutorials, I'm watching videos, I'm going to all these different sites, I'm kind of consuming creative, what's the CA, whatever book, arts. I'm just kind of absorbing stuff. And learning stuff and trying new things and just illustrating on the side and just kind of busting my grind.
Yeah, a recommendation too is to look at a lot of award manuals, like past advertising award manuals, and that way you can kind of see, it kind of opens your mind a little bit to not just, creative creative work in general, but also different kinds of executions and things you could do. So it really broadens your mind in the ad space.
Yeah. So I worked my butt off, and then sure enough, I made it through the merger. And about a year later, my boss, not a man of soft words, but I really respected him.
Sure.
He walked up to me in the middle, at 10 a.m., no joke, in front of my desk. And was like, "Look, Ryan, you sucked. I almost fired you. But you got better. I don't know why.
That's good.
So I decided to keep you on."
Yeah.
This is in front of my cube, in front of everybody else.
Yeah.
And he walked away.
Terrifying.
Yeah, I'm like, thank you. But I was thinking back, I'm like, you know what? He was right. And I didn't I didn't get fired. So that was a pretty cool moment.
So then
that's
you
kind
ended
of a
at Tracy
nutshell.
Locke.
So I met Tracy Locke.
Yeah. Dope. So for those watching, what advice do you have, people looking to get in advertising and stuff like that? Do you have any wisdom?
I struggled a lot with cynicism about the industry, and I think that's valid. But I think advice to anybody that is similar to me, advertising is not evil. And it's okay.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, not to get too philosophical, but we're helping people sell goods so they can go home and buy food for their families, and that's kind of how I kind of think of it. I'm helping capitalism move so that people can enjoy a good quality of life and not.
They say advertising is like the. We got here early, so we're gonna enter this segment called Park and Ponder. That's what's happening here. Everyone thinks the industry is like the devil.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's not. Once you get past it, and my perspective is like, I'm making art, and if someone else was doing it, maybe they would make things boring. So you try to infuse a little bit of energy and creativity.
I'm a firm believer in that too, because you know, on one hand, yeah, it's true that like if I wasn't an art director on Samsung, there would be another art director on Samsung. Whatever, I get that. But the fact is, I'm an art director on Samsung.
Yeah, so
this is the work that I'm doing right now.
Yep.
So I'm gonna make it my best, and I'm going to be devoted to it and make it valuable to me.
Yeah.
And so that's a conscious choice that I had to make early on in my career. Was like, you know what? I'm gonna make this worth it to me because this is what I'm doing right now. So whether or not and so, passion and all that kind of stuff, you're gonna see people that seem to have more passion than you, or maybe they have this like clear idea of what they're gonna do and they just go for it. And like, you don't need to feel inferior to that. I think what you should do is be passionate about what you're doing at that moment.
Like, take your own lane. Don't rely on other people's lane to reflect what yours should be.
You
like,
can't live there.
Like, you know what's going to make you happy. You know how you're most effective. Everyone works differently. Everyone thinks differently. So, like, the less you try to copy what other people are doing, the more you'll find yourself in your art.
Yeah, and that's really a personal choice that you're going to have to make on your own.
Yeah, so just to wrap this up, do you have any things you want to plug, like your portfolio or something?
Yeah. So my professional persona is called Barefoot Monstur.
Yep. Spell it. They won't know.
BAREFOOTMONSTUR. You are.
Yeah.
MONSTUR.
Yeah, I'll put a link like right here.
barefootmonster.com. I'm on a foray into woodworking right now, and so I'm starting a company called Fervent Craft Studio,
that's cool.
So you can go to my website, ferventstudio.com. It's new. I'm working on it.
Yeah, your latest desk.
My latest desk is up there.
It's really sick. Hit it up. You know what to do. All right.
Thanks
for watching.
Do we do like a thing?
No, I don't know.
Do we do a dab?
I just wanted an awkward ending.
I like the ending.
That's it.
Is that the way you do it?